Okay, let's see how long this lasts. Hey, y'all. This is Marie from our Okie Homestead. Sitting here, been trying to go live. I tried going live with my phone. It wouldn't work. I was trying to go live straight through YouTube, and it wouldn't work. So then went and got the laptop after several attempts with my phone. It wouldn't work straight through YouTube. I'm not sure what's going on there. So I thought, well, I'll try through StreamYard. Hello, Suzanne Goulet. It's nice to see you. I was just trying to explain about how I've been trying to go live this morning with my phone straight through YouTube, and it wouldn't let me. It wouldn't let me straight through YouTube on the computer, on the laptop either. This is my first live on this laptop, too, so I wasn't even sure if it was going to work. Good morning, the Numismaniac. I hope I pronounced that right. I feel like I have some explaining to do. I know the algorithm doesn't care, but I've had several people that have messaged me and asking me what's going on. Good morning, the Bud Files. It's good to see you. I've been having, I don't know if y'all are aware, but I have several autoimmune issues, rheumatoid arthritis, psoriatic arthritis, Sjogren's, and Graves' disease. And then I also have spinal stenosis. So some of the stuff I do around the farm, I really shouldn't do because I just hurt myself. Well, I tell you, since the beginning of this year, when husband fell and broke his leg in January, well, I should say when he got knocked over by the billy goat and broke his leg in January, and I had to kind of pick up and do things that he normally does. And then I fell, busted up my shoulder, yada, yada. Okay. Well, I ended up falling again not too long after that. I've been having these spells, and I thought maybe I hope y'all can hear me over the roosters. I thought maybe I was becoming diabetic. I know some people that are friends with me on YouTube think I'm diabetic. I'm not diabetic. I have a history of being hypoglycemic with my blood sugar dropping. And so the Graves' disease really kind of irritates that. Oh, I'm glad to hear that, Templin Acres. It's good to see you. Hello, I bring it every day. I was just thinking about you the other day because I was thinking, man, I wish I could go hit some thrift shops. And I haven't been in one of your live streams when you was hitting the thrift shops, I can't even talk, the thrift shops. So anyway, the health issues, all kind of I had all these appointments. I had to get the biopsy on my nodule on my thyroid, caused from the Graves' disease. And then also I have this large calcium deposit on the left side. And I think that's what's causing it to be harder for me to talk. So at times you'll hear me at different times on different videos. Sometimes I can talk normal, and then other times I'm hoarse. That hoarseness is the arthritis acting up somehow, or the calcium deposit affecting it somehow. I don't know. And then, y'all, I've been being gaslit by some of these doctors. The cardiologist I went and seen that did the cardiac cath was telling me there was nothing wrong with my heart. Well, I had already got a hold of the notes, and I already seen I have a genetic defect in my heart. So I was like, what? So the high blood pressure, every time my blood pressure gets up, because I kept saying, I thought high blood pressure was the silent killer. Why am I being symptomatic so much with the high blood pressure? And then some of the blood pressure medications made me sick for months. I've had a heck of a year, y'all. I'm just so ready for this year to be over with. Seriously considering not seeing that cardiologist again, because I feel like when he omitted information, that could have really hurt me. The medication that I was on wasn't controlling all the captions. I'm not sure. Let me see. There's a setting thing down here. Maybe I can see captions there. Are y'all having trouble hearing what I'm saying? I don't see how to change the captions. I haven't, Pixie Dust Traveler, I have not done this a whole lot, and I haven't done it in a while. And so I'm like, kind of had to refresh my memory. But the health issues and then the medications was causing me more issues. And so when I went back to the cardiologist, I just about begged, bawled and begged to get name brand blood pressure medication, because Walmart was interchanging two types of metoprolol. One was making me very sick, and one was like my miracle pill. And I explained that to him, and I had actually leftovers of both. Hello, Gail from Gail Southern Living. It's good to see you. I'm trying to explain where I've been. Husband's broke leg and him being laid up. It just, with my autoimmune issues, I just can't handle a lot at one time. And I've been dealing with the up and down of the autoimmune stuff, or at least that's what the doctors are blaming it on. But the blood pressure medicine, I got switched back to my miracle pill, metoprolol. The extended release name brand is Toprol XL. With the genetic defect, what it is my main carotid artery in my heart. It's supposed to travel along the outside of your heart. Mine dips in. There's like 10% of the population, I guess, of the world. I'm not really sure if they mean the world or the United States, but 10% of the population have this, what they call a myocardial bridge. Okay. And so anytime I was having my blood pressure gets up, it makes me very symptomatic with a lot of chest pain and all that. So they gave me nitro and all that. So I have everything I need. I'm just upset that he said it the way he said it. I guess he figured at my age that if a genetic defect like that surely wouldn't be the cause of some of my symptoms. And that's the problem with the autoimmune. I have too many symptoms. So anyway, I wanted to discuss that. And then also, because I hate discussing my health issues, honestly, because it just kind of like dredges up all these feelings, because I feel like I've been cheated in life in general because of the energy level just being zapped. That's been the worst of it, is my energy level. Right now, I feel like I've been fighting an infection. I could sleep 12 to 14 hours a day and then turn around and take a nap. I have just been exhausted. That medication was not doing a good enough job. And so being able to switch back to the other one has made a difference. I think it's going to take time for it to really kind of sort itself out. I'm still getting these, of course, I'm still having these other spells that they don't know what it is. So I'm going to a neurologist next. I ask everybody, like, how many specialists does one person need? Because honestly, I just wish I could just stick with one doctor, and that one doctor just take care of everything. And then to top it off, my nurse practitioner has quit and gone, I don't know where. And so I had to see a different one that didn't know me, and I had to cover half a dozen different things with her. I'm sure I confused her. So I wanted to get on here and let everybody know, I'm doing better. Finally, I've been trying to get some projects done around here. I think at some point I'm going to have to do a few things different. Hey there, Heartland HQ with Dink and Tank. It's good to see you. I sure have missed you. I know you would think with me being sick so much that I would have been able to like binge watch everybody. Well, I hadn't been able to do that because, like I said, the fatigue has had me sleeping so much that I'm just like, I can't even stay focused on stuff. And I'm seriously considering challenging the new nurse practitioner to give me like a 30-day dose of doxycycline just to see if there is an infection and be able to knock it out. because this is really the only time I'm ever this sleepy is when I'm fighting an infection, but they're not seeing anything, which is typical. I don't see anything. They didn't diagnose my RA based on blood work because I was what they called seronegative for the first few years after symptoms started, which brings me to another subject, y'all. I had the best bred horse I have ever owned in my life in training with a trainer. And my goal was to go to the American Paint Horse Association's World Show. Now, this was like a year in advance. This is what we're aiming for, is the World Show. I wanted this horse to be able to ride her at the World Show. I had showed at the World Show before, but it was a halter horse, and I wanted to ride a horse at the World Show. So I got the horse, had her at the trainer, super nice facility, and I hurt my back. She was down there, I guess, about 6 months with the trainer. So we were just to the point where we were going to start hauling her to horse shows. And I tell you, that is one thing I regret about YouTube. My first channel I started in 2008 and I quit it. I wish I hadn't, even if I had only uploaded something once a month, because when I quit that channel, there's so many 20 years of memories, basically, almost here on the farm with the grandkids. I don't have. Computer crashed. I lost years and years worth of photos and some videos, which is why I made the little video of the pictures of the foal being born. Because I figure, well, as long as YouTube is around, then at least I have that. And so I'm going to do some more like that, just pages from the past, and put those. I had to quit, though, for a while. I had to absolutely take a break because I have not been able to do anything. And I thought, well, I don't think y'all want me just sitting here talking all the time. So I do have several videos that I'm putting together. I've actually already uploaded 2 of them and going to release one tomorrow. It's just kind of some updates on stuff around here. And then the next video that I'm working on is a storage cabinet that we got from Sam's Club. And it's basically me putting a cabinet together. And then another project, I haven't even started on that video yet. I wanted to get, because of the time, yes, you're right about that, Templin Acres, for sure. My health was definitely more important. I really don't want to get on here and go on and on and on about the health stuff. Number one, it kind of upsets me because, like I said before, it feels like I was kind of cheated out of part of my life. The horse and at the trainer, and we're aiming for the World Show. And I was going to the gym every day I was off. Even days I worked, I was on the treadmill. I made sure I did 2 miles every day. I was trying to get stronger. And because with riding horses, especially at that caliber, there's a lot of core strength that you have. And so I was working on that. And then one day here at home, I was just cleaning the bathroom and my back hurt my back. And it took me out. It stopped my career, which that took a few years. But when it first hit, it was like, oh my gosh. And so I went ahead, because it seemed like it went from just my back to all of a sudden, it wasn't just my back hurting. It was just all over hurt. This was back in 2012 or 2014, somewhere in there. Because it's been about a decade. And been through all the medication route and all that. And y'all, I don't know how many of y'all know this, but between several medications, the narcotics, the steroids, the nerve pain medication, plus I was so miserable all the time that if I wasn't working, I was in bed resting. And I got up to 276 pounds. I got up there. Okay. And partly I blame the medications, especially the steroids. I had the whole moon face and everything, y'all. moon face. I mean, it was round. It's like, oh, I was round all over. But anyway, I just wanted to get on here to tell everybody that was wondering what was going on. You know, I'm back on that one medication and it seems to be helping, but I'm like I said, I keep having these other spells. And so a neurologist, I'm hoping maybe can sort some of it out. I don't even know. And I don't even dare to hope, but hopefully they can figure something out, because it's like every morning I'm so nauseated. I can't even eat for half the day, which that's fine. I don't care, but I hate that real nauseated and dizzy feeling. And that's being so dizzy and weak, I believe, is what contributed to me falling. And so I have to be careful when I'm out. It was outside where I fell both times. And so I have to be careful when I'm outside about where I'm putting my feet, I guess. So family has kicked in and they have been mowing and clearing fence lines for me, taking care of the goats, taking care of the turkeys and the chickens. I mean, they've pretty much had to take care of everything, because the heart thing, when the other medications they weren't working in order to get rid of all the chest pain. And so I was having like shortness of breath and just, I couldn't do anything when they did the stress test, the cardiac stress test. I had to stop. I couldn't breathe. My heart was beating out of my chest. It was like any amount of exertion, getting out here and doing something, even just like walking from here down to the barns to feed, will set my heart going like 120s, 140s. It's very sensitive right now. And so my family and husband has been picking up and doing a lot of that stuff for me. So, hey there, Jesse. There's Lazy Days Ahead with Jesse and Lisa. I have missed y'all. If I hadn't spent so much time laying in the bed sleeping, laying in the recliner sleeping, I could have watched more. I mean, I've been watching most of YouTube from the TV, and even like going to, I'll put it on somebody's channel and then I'll just sit there and I doze off. I mean, I can't help it. Like I said, I'm wondering if maybe I should be on an antibiotic. Because normally to be this tired would be I'm fighting some kind of infection, but they're not seeing it. But I'm not surprised. I mean, my mother was septic for 3 days years ago before it ever showed up in her blood work. I mean, she was like unconscious, septic, and they didn't have a clue what was wrong with her until 3 days later when it showed up. Oops, she's septic. That was a mess. So I don't put all my faith 100% into the blood tests and stuff, because just personal experiences. But I also, if I get upset or super excited about something, that actually will make me sick. And I have been super upset. I've lost, I'm sure probably, I guess you could say I'm flaring. And the emotional upset, I believe, is part of that, because if I get excited, super excited, it will actually make me ill. If I get super stressed out about something, it will make me ill. And that's part of what happened. We lost our Yorkie that we had 14 of her 15 years. We lost her, old age. And then one of our mares, the show horse, the one that a decade ago I was working out. We were working, she was at a trainer, so we were working towards the world show. That was like a big dream of mine, was to be able to go ride at the world show. And so that's what we were aiming for whenever I hurt my back, and then it just set off the widespread everything. Well, on the 1st of September, like I said, my family has been helping take care of stuff. And so oldest daughter and her husband have been going down the barn in the mornings and taking care of stuff. And she come running back that morning and says one of the horses is down. And this was on the first. I don't know if that was a Saturday or Sunday, but she was down. She looked like somebody had beat her up. I was like flabbergasted. I didn't know what on earth. She's down. We're trying to get the vet. The vet's gone on vacation. There's not even an emergency number to call. And I'm like, what are we supposed to do? He's like the only vet in the area close to us that does large livestock like that. So we start trying to call other vets, and we can't get her. There's no way we can get her in the trailer because she keeps going down on us. And I thought there was a metal panel all tore up. And I thought, did she get tangled up in that? Is that where some of these scuffs and scrapes come from? I didn't know. I still don't know. And so I come back to that. Me and daughter, I thought, well, if she's hurt from getting tangled up in fence, then maybe the way she's laying, it hurts too bad for her to get up. And so me and oldest daughter, we got a hold of her legs. It's like one person does front legs, one person does back legs, and you can flip a horse over doing that. Even though they weigh 1,000 pounds, two people, one person strong enough can actually flip one over by themselves. So we got her flipped over and she got up. And I thought, oh, thank goodness, and I told my daughter, I said, I'm going to go to the house. Husband had already come back to the house to get the medications out. So I come back to the house. I'm like, we can't get the vet. At least I have medication. I can give her some medicine, help her feel better. I'm thinking at this point that she is just banged up from getting caught in the fence. Okay. So I get the medicine, I give her a shot, and I always time the shots. And I've been super leery about giving shots ever since the gelding had a reaction and fell out and died on me. That was like the first time in 35 years of me having horses and giving medications that I had one have a reaction like that, and absolutely nothing I could do about it. So these memories are like fresh in my mind as I'm dealing with this mare. I'm like, freaking out. I'm worried, I'm scared about giving the shot because of the last time when I had one get sick and tried to treat it. And it was medication from the vet. So it wasn't the medication. It was just a fluke that he had a reaction. And of course, I didn't have any horse strength epinephrine to be able to try to even save him. I couldn't. There was nothing I could do. That's like the worst feeling in the world, y'all. Well, this mare, we got her the shot. We got her put in the barn. She was up and down. She was passing gas, which you always want the horses to pass gas because that's a good sign they're passing gas. Okay. So I'm like, she done got tangled up in fence. She's going to be sore a few days. We're going to keep her up and baby her, all this. Well, husband, I had to come back to the house. And so I would come back to the house for a little while. The husband stayed down there at the barn with her for a little while. And then he come back to the house after a couple hours and we waited. He said she was doing fine. She had been up. She was nibbling hay. She had drank a couple gallons of water. And I'm like, good deal. Thank goodness. So we go back down there in the afternoon and she's starting to hurt again. And I was like, well, even though the medication on the vial said once a day, I looked up the medication and I knew I could dose it more than once a day. That vial of medication was actually for another horse. And so that's why it said once a day, because for her issues, a shot once a day for a few days, she gets lame when the weather changes. So anyway, that I had that medication on hand, thank goodness. So, and it helped her. So 12 hours later, I'm down there to give her another shot. It ain't even quite 12 hours, but I'm like, according to Google, every 12 hours I can give this. And so I'm back down there to give her another shot. And she acted like she was hurting worse. And I thought, well, the first shots wore off. So I give her the shot and I'm sitting there and I'm timing it. And I always time like 15, 20 minutes because if they're going to have an allergic reaction, it's usually 20 minutes or less, they're going to have that reaction. And so I'm just sitting there and I'm watching, and she got up and down, a couple times. And then she got up and acted like she had to pee or poop, and she couldn't. And that I was like, this is not good. I told my husband right then and there, I said, she's dying. She's dying and she's suffering. And then we can't do this. I cannot sit and let her suffer. So, unable to get the vet, any vet, not even vet hour away from us. You can't even pay a vet an hour away from you to drive to your farm to take care of something like this. So anybody that has these livestock like this, you have to know that if it comes down to it, you can actually show them mercy and put them out of their misery when there's nothing else that can be done. And that's where we work. And I couldn't do it, y'all. I couldn't do it. So I'm sorry. I thought waiting that this would be easier. Dear husband and my son and our oldest grandson, he's like 20 now. They went down to the barn to get her out, to show her mercy. And when they got her out, they got her up. And they got her outside of the barn, trying to get her in a position that it would be safe to do it. And the other mares come up. And my grandson said she started like freaking out and like snorting, and then just dropped and took like 3 or 4 breaths, and she was gone. And I still don't know what exactly happened. I'll never know what happened. We don't have, you see on social media, there's farms that have like the cameras so that they can see out in their fields. They can see anywhere on their property. Well, they're extremely lucky to be able to do that, I'll tell you. Because I wish I knew what had happened. I still don't understand what happened. And so it's hard to deal with. And then going through the upset of all of it, it makes me sick. And it's like, you hear people say that, they get sick about something. They hear something that's like disturbing and it makes them sick. And you think, why would something make somebody sick like that? I wish I knew. But, that's the thing. I wanted this channel to basically show about the transition of the farm because of the health issues and our ages. The horses are just so physically hard, and the goats are easier. The turkeys are easier. The chickens are easier. And so we've had some serious, yes, Yeti Mountain Trading year for sure. And I'm glad to see you too, by the way. Thank you. And same with you, Virginia Alexander. It's good to see you. I'm sorry I'm getting everybody all in a depressed mood and stuff this morning, but I needed to talk to y'all. I've been needing to talk to y'all, and I wasn't really sure how to go about it, I guess you could say. And I didn't want to get all upset and stuff. I was trying not to get all upset and stuff. So it's like the loss of that mare is like the total end of a dream I had. And that's fine, because really, honestly, I mean, it's not fine we lost her for sure. Her daddy, y'all, you could do a simple Google search. Her sire is John Simon, or was John Simon, is John Simon. John Simon was her sire. He's like multiple world champion, multiple reserve world champion. He has championships in different events. And her mother, this mare's mother, was a daughter of the, how do they say it? The legend Zippo Pine Bar. Zippo Pine Bar actually on her papers. I mean, she was like bred for a dream, y'all. She was just bred for a dream, and she was a big dream for me. And I even had oldest granddaughter when she was down there with the trainer. We were taking her down there, and me and her, I got us matching show shirts because she was going to show her too. And so all of that, when I got sick, it just kind of all went by the wayside. And I say it's okay because I feel like the showing of the horses kind of distracted me from the whole reason why I wanted a farm, which was because of horses. I mean, I had wanted a horse since I was 8 years old. I fell in love with them. And so the idea of not having any horses is very sad for me. But none of the grandkids have really showed an interest. I mean, what do? I can't physically get out here and do the way I want to do with them. So that was one reason why I started YouTube. And it's basically because of life changes, because of things that change, and being able to look back. So it's also for kind of selfish reasons. I mean, I feel like I have something to offer based on years of experience, and then experience with things that I've done, the experience of like even just putting stuff together or whatever, or just hopping on the tractor and going and do something. You know, I felt like I had something to offer. And so that's why I wanted to do YouTube. And I had let it stop me before, people talking bad, you know, and had decided way back then I really didn't have time for it. I definitely have more time for it now. Yes, you're right there, Yeti Mountain, for sure. Horses are so tough, and at the same time, they are so fragile. It's just, but so I just, like I said, I wanted to get on here. I kind of wanted to explain. I know the algorithm don't care. YouTube is upset with me because I haven't been uploading anything, I'm sure. And so I thought, well, my best bet would be to just get on here and do a live stream. Excuse me. I was going to do it in the evening, but there's so many people that are doing it in the evenings that I thought, well, I'll just do it in the morning time and get it done. And I may do this once in a while, just hop on in the mornings. I don't know. I kind of miss Belt Loop 29 when he was hopping on and he'd spend hours, and we'd all kind of hang out in the evenings too. So there's no telling what I'm going to do. I had to quit, and it's temporary. It's just been temporary because of the other channels I made years ago, and the fact that I had quit those. I had decided that no matter what, I was not going to 100% quit again. That if I have to take a break like this because of health reasons or whatever, then I may do that. But also at the same time, you know, I was talking about the hours and hours it spends to go through hours of footage in order to be able to edit. And then I've had problems with edit programs like the free programs, Microsoft Editor that comes with Windows. It worked great at first, and then it started giving me problems. The GoPro app, the Quick app, it was working great at first for me there for a while too. And man, I was able to sit there and put videos together and nothing flat. And then they change the way they work. And so it's just been more difficult. But they're in the process of changing that too. They're making a desktop version of their app, which I'm anxious to see how that's going to work. Oh, I got this thing over here in my way. I can't even see the chat. Yes, I agree, Jesse. I mean, I'm just going to keep going. I'm not going to worry about, like when I went to Jason Crocker's classes and he was talking about upping the quality and doing this and doing that and storylines and all this. And I'm like, I'm not Jason Crocker for sure. He definitely has I think he has a gift. But he's very good at that stuff. I tell you, I don't know how he keeps it all straight. I don't know how anybody that has more than one channel keeps it straight from one channel, what they talk about, to the next. I can hardly keep that straight with just the one channel. But like I said, I just wanted to get on here and talk to y'all. And that's a great point, Suzanne Goulet. That right there, be you, be real. I've had people talking about people that are fake. And people tell me that, and I'm like, why do people keep telling me that? Do people feel like I'm being fake? I hope not. But then again, it's like, well, I do try to put my best face forward, try to keep conversation going. And if you've met me in real life, you know that a lot of times I just sit there and be quiet. I used to have people at work that tell me, oh, you're always so quiet. And I just tell people, don't get me started, because you get me started talking and I'll be talking for hours. And especially for the longest time, it was talking about horses. So good morning, Karen Breast. It's good to see you. I appreciate everybody coming in and hopping in. This being my first time on this laptop, husband says it should stay charged for a couple hours. I don't have it plugged in, so we'll see. I don't plan on being on here a couple hours, though. But I do plan on, in between putting out videos, maybe jumping in and doing some live streams. And I think I'll probably do it more in the morning times like this when I'm not busy doing something else. Because a lot of the times, if I'm feeling decent in the morning and not super nauseated, then that's when I'll be working on the carport or working in the garden or trying to get something done. Oh, yeah. And on top of, we have one of the farm dogs, she had puppies and we lost all but one of them. I don't know. The one, she ended up spending a couple nights at the vet office. So it's like dealing with everything. It just seemed like everything hitting. And I still have the ashes from the Basset Hound to spread. They're still sitting in a box, her box that they made her. And I don't know. I'm kind of debating on where to spread her ashes. But yeah, it's just been like one loss after another is the way it feels. And when you lose one like that, it kind of brings up the memories of the other ones and losing them. And I just I couldn't do that myself. And I'm just glad that my family comes together and helps me by doing things whenever I can't. And well, good morning and whatnot, dear sister. And there's one of them right there. Just, they do what they can. And I'm sure at times they get frustrated with me because as we get older, we all end up having aches and pains and having issues too. So, yeah. Yeah, I can. Yeah, Yeti Mountain Trading. Yes, yeah, and those type seem to be getting worse too. It's like trying to keep And the thing is, I think the majority of the ones like that are the ones in big cities that just don't know. I mean, I don't know, because if they ever lived out in the open like this out in the country and lost a pet to a predator, they might feel a little bit different. I mean, I've seen some horrible videos, and I know how the coyotes are, which is why when we were raising horses, we had stalls and we had cameras in there set up so that we didn't even have to leave the house. We could just flip the TV over and be able to watch them on camera down at the barns. I miss that big time. Dear husband's been trying to figure out how to make a repeater so that way we'll have better internet down at the barns, and then we could run cameras down there and be able to watch them like that. Yes, yes, Yeti Mountain. That's part of it. I don't think a lot of them in the city understand conservation, because you will like hunting deer. If they were just allowed to breed like crazy like that, then there'd be a lot more of them going hungry and getting sick because there wouldn't be enough to go around. Goat Days, did I see somebody saying hi to Goat Days? Yes, hello, Goat Days. It's good to see you. I've been having a depressing discussion this morning, talking about my losses, talking about health issues, and I'm hoping I'm kind of like looking over the other side of it and having a lot of that behind me for now. It's not. I guess my first instinct, I've told people before, I question, should I even be a YouTuber? Yes, Heartland HQ. That's a big part of it. It's doing it for fun. Yes, and I agree with that. Insta block. I had one troll show up, and I was going to have a discussion with him. I guess I scared him off. I mean, that's how bad I am. I've had people, bigger channels, shout me out, and I don't gain any followers. So it don't matter who shouts me out. So I don't even bother to try to get anybody to shout me out because it don't work for me. I don't know why, but it may be. I tell people I have that resting, what face. Also, my voice is kind of that same way too at times. And when it goes hoarse, I can't really kind of control exactly how my voice sounds, But yeah, trying to stay more positive, trying to stay more upbeat, good vibes. I mean, yes, that is exactly what I'm after, because this world is crazy. And this is the sanctity of being able to get together with friends and hang out and talk and just update with everybody. Yes, and shout out from and whatnot. But yeah, Goat Days, that's for sure. I was just kind of explaining everything that's been going on, and I just had to quit. I had to quit. And so I've got some videos ready to put out. And I think, I added stress to myself by thinking, okay, for 2 years, I made sure that at least once a week, now it was twice, I think I went like 8 to 10 days between videos, but I wanted to try to make sure at least once a week to put out a video. Well, I added stress to myself when I had my 2-year anniversary, and I thought, I wonder if I can up it to putting something out every 4 or 5 days. It's just too much. I mean, if I was just walking around talking, not doing editing, I could probably do that, but I'd rather be able to do some edits. There's too many times when my brain will have like a moment where I can't even think of a word, and I just go blank. And so that, and saying "and" all the time, I edit those out, and then I edit out what was the other one I edit out all the time? Whatever. Stuff like that. And so I do edit that stuff out. And so it takes time to do it. It's actually worse to try to do it on the phone because the screen being so small. But yeah, That's right. That's exactly what I had to do, Kyoto, was just hit the pause button. So yeah, I had to quit. It was just temporary. The fact that I have those other channels that I quit, I had decided when I did this one that no matter what, I wasn't going to quit. Even if it come down to me just like being bedridden and actually just having to talk from the bed or crochet from the bed or color from the bed or something. So yeah, yeah, because I mean, Goat Days is like, everybody's like, do you really want to hear that over and over? And trying to actually talk and not use some of those words is difficult. So yes. Yeah, and that's Yeti Mountain. That is, I mean, I went ahead and I did video some stuff. There was stuff I didn't video. Um, 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 there's another word to edit out all the time. There's like with the mare when she went down in the shape that she was in, I never even pulled out my phone. That my phone was, and recording that was like the last thing on my mind. But now I'm looking back and I'm like, I probably should have recorded that. There are things that happen that it's like it's automatic, that it's like I'm going to jump in and take care of the issue. And it's not automatic for me to grab the phone or camera and try to record something that's happening. It's just not automatic for me. And that's why I question, should I even be a YouTuber? Because I'm like, well, if I was, I mean, oh my gosh, y'all, there's so much. I could record so much more, but then you have to take the time to edit all that too. You know, it's like you could record a whole bunch of stuff and you can like edit it in different ways. So, hey there, making it home. It's good to see you. I need to get over and get caught up on your stuff. I ended up watching some other stuff and I've been kind of cycling through. If y'all see, because on TV, it's not our Okie homestead. So some of y'all may not even realize I've been watching your stuff, because a lot of the times on the TV, you can't leave comments. And sometimes I forget to hit the like button. I know I'm horrible. But I figure, well, as long as I'm watching, then it's still accumulating time, right? And that adds up. So, but yeah, I'm just, with the change in the medication, I'm feeling better. I'm hoping to gain some more strength back. It just seems like every time I get knocked back with the health stuff, it just seems like it takes that much longer to get back into being able to do stuff. And so right now, like I said, even just walking to the barn to go feed will get my heart going. And so hopefully they'll be able to get some more of that sorted out where I'm not having that issue. Maybe I can build up some endurance. I don't know. So the change in the nurse practitioner with the one that I had quitting, I'm not even sure where I'm going to go with all that. So anyway, I just wanted to hop on here and update everybody and apologize. I know y'all understand, because life gets crazy. It gets crazy. And I just had too much on me and just could not do it. And so I just wanted to hop on and talk to y'all for a little bit. And like I said, with the video, I'm going to go ahead and release one tomorrow. And then I'll probably release the next one like 4 or 5 days after that. And then I'm going to try to do a little bit more vlogging, so it's not quite as much editing. So maybe hopping in live streams like this some mornings, maybe once a week or once every couple of weeks or something. I don't know. Just going to have to play it by ear. So I hope everybody else out there is doing good. I've got some catching up on some people to do for sure. It's hard to really keep up with what people are doing when I'm watching something and I fall asleep. Like I said, the fatigue has been unreal. And cooler weather coming, because that is one thing. I've been getting overheated so bad, so easily. And so with the cooler weather coming, I'm like, oh, yay, more time outside. I love being able to be outside. I don't like being stuck inside all the time. So I'm going to let everybody go so they can get back to their day-to-day thing. We've been on here almost 50 minutes now, 50 minutes right now. And I'm going to let everybody else go. And I'm going to go try to do some catch up on some people's videos. And so y'all be watching for comments and stuff. And I'm just, like I said, going to have to play it by ear. I mean, really, truly, that's all any of us can do. I have a hard time, it seems like, setting any kind of schedule. And so I can't really schedule like a live stream because, like, even that, being on the farm, it's like you never know when something's going to happen and you get called away. And so that's kind of where I'm at. I'm just like, well, if I just pop up random sometimes, then I guess that's what I'll have to do because I like talking to y'all and hanging out with y'all and stuff. So I jumped in actually a live stream of Jesse and Lisa's from Lazy Days Ahead the other day when they were doing a giveaway. And I was like, I'm sitting here watching on TV and I can't even type anything in. So, yes, I want everybody out there to just take care of yourselves and enjoy the cooler weather that's coming up. We got the holidays around the corner. I'm looking forward to that. I'm seriously thinking about going ahead and starting to fill in some Christmas cards. I mean, that's where I'm at. I'm feeling medication can be amazing. It can be very detrimental and it can be amazing. And it's like, it's nice to be back to I can breathe and I can actually get up and do some stuff without getting all winded and just, it's been awful, y'all. So I just want everybody else out there to take care of yourselves. And good morning, Old Pecan Homestead. I was fixing to end the stream. We've been on here almost an hour and I'm not sure how long my laptop battery will last. I don't have it plugged in. And I was having issues with my phone going live straight through YouTube. I don't know why it did that, but I apologize for that. I'll have to go back in and delete those if they left them up there. But y'all have a good day. I know y'all probably hear all the bird commotion behind me, turkeys, roosters. I need to go around there and catch me some young turkeys. I'm trading some turkeys for some Rhode Island red hens, some young ones. I love my reds. Y'all take care.